Hey everyone, Kate Boorer and Fiona Pearman here, joining you for this week's Facebook Live as we head into December and talking about why clarity is so important when it comes to confidence. And I think this time of year, the end of the year as we head into a new calendar year, it doesn't matter what's going on. We can't help but reflect, right, around what went well, perhaps what we'd like to do differently, thinking about 2022, particularly the last couple of years that we've had, thinking about maybe what might be possible, what goals I might set, what things I might like to prioritize on, what changes I might like to make. And so I think this piece of clarity, understanding why it's so important, and then really investing some time is so powerful to be able to really set ourselves well up for the new year.
Yes, I think as we've examined clarity, what we've seen is that, we can be quite one-dimensional about this. We can think of it in just a fairly linear way, but actually clarity is multiple pieces. There's the clarity of where I am now, really understanding and getting familiar and actually realistic about what is the current state of affairs, what's going on for me now. And then, once we've got that, looking into the future and, if we're thinking about where we'd like to be, and particularly with the new year coming up, we are starting to think about that, really being prepared to dig in and get some clarity about what that looks like. What is it, as I see myself and I see the next stage of my career or, my next stage of development, what is it that I, really want to attain? What's important to me? And the more we can define that, the clearer we can get about what that looks like, the more likely we are to be able to take the steps towards it.
Yeah, and I think it's what is it that I want for now? Often we can get hooked into what we want in 5 to 10 years. And, I love the process. There's a great question in one of the books that I've read, particularly around this time of year that I often do. If everything went perfectly in 10 years' time, what would be different? And I love that for the stretch thinking, because in 10 years, everything could change. So I think that's really powerful. And then it's coming back to what is it that I want to be different over the next 12 to 18 months. And again, you pick your time frame, but getting clarity over what I want, and most importantly, why I want it. In my experience, the only reason we don't achieve our goals is we actually don't want it enough. We're not explicitly connected in with the why. Think of Simon Sinek's work, Start With Why. This is not only the work of thought leaders in this space, it's also our experience of working with clients, supporting them to actually achieve their goals. The clearer you are about why you want to achieve something, the more likely it is that you're going to lean into some of the tough stuff, some of the frustrations, some of the fears that will naturally come up as we start to implement the plan towards achieving those goals.
Yes. And of course, once we've done that and once we've got that clarity, what's likely to happen is we're going to notice a few of those roadblocks, those red flags that we sometimes talk about. And again, it's just getting clear. What are they? What's the piece here? What is it that might stand in my way? What might get in my way? We know ourselves usually better than maybe we give ourselves credit for. So starting to examine what might be a roadblock or something that I might need to deal with allows us to actually go, okay, well, when that comes up, here's my plan B. Here's what I'm going to do in those situations. And I think the more we're willing to do that, we get clarity about what the path is from here to there. So the path, the roadmap, if we like, becomes something that feels doable, and we can start to chunk it down into those steps and what we need to do at each stage.
Yeah, and able to get clarity over what to prioritize now versus what to prioritize later. And I think the other really important step that we always challenge clients to lean into when they're in what we would say is the goal setting phase is, what help do you need? Like clarity over the help you need, so that you can lean in, you can be proactive, you can ask early. I think this is something that we don't do well. And the more that you can start to see, again, those roadblocks, that path forward, what is it I need to do now? Who could help me? The more that we're able to, and the more that we're setting ourselves up to be able to move towards those goals and achieve those goals in a way that's as easy as possible. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy all the time or comfortable all the time, but we're more confident to be able to lean into those situations that come up as we navigate forward. We know that clarity creates confidence. I think this multi-dimensional or multi-level clarity is part of the reason why it feels confusing because I'm not actually sure about what sort of clarity I'm looking for. So I think looking at those different levels that we've touched on, thinking about what is the clarity that I most need now around what, I think that can be really helpful to move us out of often what I would say is a state of procrastination and into a state of action.
Which leads us to this, one of our mantras really, what's your one small act of confidence you're willing to do now? What's the one thing that would move you that step closer and would allow you to focus and prioritize on something that will bring you closer to that goal, closer to that outcome, closer to that thing that would really be meaningful to you? We know that as we start this work, we get more intel, we get to see where our blind spots are, and that gives us more choice. So, clarity is this incredible gift. It opens up the world to what's possible for us.
Fantastic. All right, we're going to leave it there. If you know someone who could benefit from today's confidence conversation, please tag them below or share it with them in your network. If you'd like to be notified when we go live, head over to our Facebook page, Core Confidence. Be sure to like us and you'll be notified when we go live. But also you'll have access to loads of resources, past videos that we've done around this topic, but also lots more to come over the course of the rest of the month. And if you'd like to go deeper with your relationship with Core Confidence, head to coreconfidence.com.au.